أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I give you salams again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We want to read this as clearly and as efficient as possible to continue to begin this khutbah, which is ordained. It is law. It's Sharia. Matter of fact, for Jumah, it's Sharia law, right? Sharia. It's all law for us come from the Quran. So when we are entering into this time, which is Jumah time, there's always different protocol that the Rasulullah ﷺ used to use, and some of the Sahaba, peace be upon all of them. And this one is protocol, and sometimes the believers, we, meaning all of us, in our going and in our coming, and in our praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we seem to sometimes, not all the time, and everybody is not blamed for this, maybe just me sometimes, is not to focus on really what we're saying, even in the salam. Assalamu alaikum, hada assalamu alaikum, hada jayyid. This is good, excellent, ahsan. It's a beautiful, wonderful greeting. But do we think about what we're saying when we're saying it? Assalamu alaikum. Oh, okay. Wa alaikum assalam. This is the greeting of true civilization. The greeting of the Khalifa. The one or ones, male and female, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put on in the leadership role. And I won't go straight to leadership or straight to rulership or whatever. Just go straight to custodianship, right? Custodian. I'm a custodian. I'm a cleanup man. Whatever job needs to be done, I want to do it. Fi sabilillah, alhamdulillah. And the male, the brother, and the sister should think the same way. That there's no job too small for my dignity as Khalifa. And no job too big. If I have the skills to approach it, then I'm not going to back away from that job, because I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-Basir. He sees me. And He knows my intention in doing these things. And He knows your intention in doing the good deed. What is the intention? What is the niyyah? The niyyah should be to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It must be. So I just wanted to say that. Well, here's like a standard protocol. It's so beautiful, and there's so many of them. And sometimes we repeat what is perhaps the best part of the khutbah, and that's the opening, to open the door of the khutbah. Alhamdulillahi الذي أنزل علينا كتابا مبينا وكان آخر ما نزل من آياته اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي رضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. The translation or the translator says all praises are due. Incorrect. It's wrong. But it's correct at the same time. But the praise. The praise. Alhamdulillahi. This is in the genitive construct phrase according to Lughatul Arabiya Qawaid grammar. It means that if there is any praise anywhere, that exists anywhere, if it's good, especially if it's good, it belongs to Allah. is the genitive construct phrase meaning, okay, alhamd, the praise, belong lillahi, means it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah alladhi anzala alayna kitaban mubina. The praise is for God, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who sent down upon us, on the heart of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his book that has been made clear, mubina, and was later revealed in the last ayat, some is debate to this, but this is basically one of the last ayat that was revealed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي رضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. This day. Now, this is another mistake in the translation, because it's el-yom, which is the day. The day. Li-yom is today. El-yom is the day. So Allah is saying, this day, the day I have completed for you. There's no talking in the Khutbah. Anta araf hadihi ashya. Better than me, you know better than me. Fi lughatu Arabiyya. So, this day I have completed for you your religion and completed my favor on you, ni'amati, my favor, raditu lakumul Islam dina, and have favored upon and preferred for you, chosen for you, not Islam, al-Islam. So I'm asking myself and asking you, where are the Muslims that's following al-Islam? The Islam. There's many Islams, but are we following where is the Islam located? The Islam is located in the Quran, right? It's in the Quran. But sometimes, you know, for example, if there was a big diamond hanging over my brother's head, big diamond, big cable hanging over his head, subhanAllah. If there was a big diamond there, there's a person back there, this brother from Morocco, he's looking at it from his angle. He's looking at the big diamond. A lot of light shining on it. And another person's looking at it from his angle, and this one is looking at, so you're going to see different perceptions of the light shining on that diamond. This is the way in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives his hikmah. The hikmah is something that when the believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the good niyyah and he looks at the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's going to reflect something perhaps that nobody else saw. Allahu Akbar walillah alhamd. Why? Because all of it is nur. All of it is nur. That the nur comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this Quran is full of nur. So you see how blessed we are? We're blessed. Now what happens is the Muslim, when he finds out how influential this word is, and he comes out of the chute, you know, he's running. He wants to run a 100-yard dash in 9.7 or something like that. Boom, he's gone. As soon as he gets what he's seeing, he thinks that's the only insight. He thinks that's the only light coming from that ayah. He thinks that's the only light coming from that verse. He thinks that's the only source of hikmah that Allah showed him. No, la. The term subulillah, subul. Ma mana subul? Sabil is way. Subul are the ways of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is giving us a hint to look, everybody is not going to see everything just like you see it. This person is going to see it this way, as long as it is haqq, as long as it is true. So we could go a lot, but Allah says the praise belongs to him, and it is he who has sent down his book, meaning no one else has what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has or has given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allah says, this day I have completed my religion for you and perfected and preferred for you and chosen for you Islam. So all I'm saying is, brothers and sisters, don't try to show yourself as being wise all the time. Stay humble. My leader, my sheikh, Hatim, listen, inshallah. He said, anybody can get knowledge. Anybody can get knowledge. But everybody cannot get the wisdom of the Quran. The wisdom. It's the same now. So the knowledge is what gives birth to the wisdom. It's the proper use of the knowledge and the proper thinking and the proper dhikr on asking Allah, Rabbi zidni ilm. Oh Allah, increase me in the knowledge. Because it is only Allah who can give the knowledge, and it is only Allah who can make that, He can churn that knowledge like the bee. You know, the bee, it gets the pollen and the nectar from the flowers, the bee. Nahl. It goes to get it and pulls it into its pouch, and then he goes to work with it to get it into the right temperature in its hive. It's not honey as soon as he picks it up. It becomes honey once he works with it, blending the nectar with, alhamdulillah, the pollen. The pollen has the gold color. The nectar is just clear. But when he mixes them both, subhanallah, it comes out to a wonderful hue. This is the hikmah. This is a beautiful thing that Allah, so the other thing he said was the way that you come into wisdom. So everybody can get knowledge, but everybody don't come into wisdom. So one of the routes, the major route, is having the correct niyyah, the intention, but also coming through the door of humility, mercy. Be thankful that you got what you have, whatever it is. Think about what you own as a brother, as a sister. Think about what you have. Don't think about all the time what you want. Think about what you have. Yeah, so this is the last time I think they're going to be coming to Jumah for a while, so this is good for them too. Don't think about what you want all the time. Think about, because they're going back to school, I'm talking about the young boys, his children, other children. Think about what you have and thank Allah for what you have. I got daddy, I got mama, I got house. I don't have to worry about no. These boys don't have to worry. Do you pay house note every month? Lease? No, you don't know nothing about that, do you? That's all right. Don't have a conversation about it. You got plenty of time. Pay a car note. See? So be thankful for all that. That you're not into that zone yet where you have those responsibilities. But take your time, and we should take our time to enter into the door of knowledge with the proper niyyah. I could talk, alhamdulillah, and this is no big deal with me. I'm just telling you something. I could talk until Fajr on this one subject, in this one introduction. I'm not even in the Quran yet. This is because of the richness of the Quran, because Allah Himself is El-Ghani. He is the rich. So you think that He is El-Ghani, He's the owner of everything that we see and we don't see, and all those things He's going to create in the future, and all those things that have become extinct. He's the Lord of all of that, and He's going to crown you to be the crown of creation, Khalifa fil ard, and He don't give you insight into the present tense and future tense based upon His message. Huwa al-Adl. Allah is the just Lord. So, He has completed His favor on us. The favor is complete. Look, the favor is, the Quran is already here. Totally. From Al-Fatiha to Al-Nas. It's here. That's the favor. And the other portion of the favor is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the ni'mah. Those are the ni'mah. That's the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Extra. He gave extra. That's in the past. It's already arrived. It's here. Our role is to pick up the favor and not shy away from the favor. and just pick it up conveniently. Oh, I think I read the Quran today. When the last time I read it? Maybe 3 days ago. Well, I guess I'll pick it up today too. It's not good. Because this Quran is a prescription from Allah that Allah gives to us so that we will not become sick. This is a pre-sickness prescription. And the reason why you see so many people that's sick in the world today, I'm talking about mental sickness, that is not biological, because you have some sickness is biological. But the sickness that is not biological, Allah has addressed those intellectual pathways. And man has to pick his mind up, his heart up, talking about male and female, pick it up, look at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has laid out as a blueprint. Set your mind and set your heart ala sirat al-mustaqim. So you'll know when you're there. Ana ala hada sirat. I'm on this sirat. That's what you have. You can't guess. Don't guess. Okay? Because people want you to feel like you can't really get on that path. Like you can't really, you're not qualified for that. That's what racism and colonialism did for many of the Muslim countries over the last 500, 600, 700 years. They have made darker skinned people feel as though they never will qualify to be able to be too much of anything. I'm not talking about just blacks. I'm talking about black. Because I always say I haven't seen a black man yet, but see those pants that brother got on? That's black. So anything that's bleeding into that, then the colonial rulers played all of that down. Say you're not qualified. So I'm not that black. Well, you headed that way. So don't be trying to act like you white. And that's a whole nother from now to Fajr's lecture. But I'm saying these things because I'm saying this because I love me some Muslims. I love Muslims. I love believers. People who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You should love and seek to them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's telling us, He says, Wallahu yad'u ila dar as-salami wa yahdi man yasha illa siratan mustaqim. And know that Allah will never stop. You hear what I'm saying? He will never stop. This is in the present future tense. Yad'u. It means that the inviting from God, God's invitation, Allah's invitation, is always going on. To the Muslims who knows, even those who are hifz the Quran, they know this verse and they know these verses. But to actually make these verses, these ayat, come alive in the present tense and move into the future tense with you and me, we must activate this knowledge. We have to activate the knowledge. I cannot pick up the Quran or the Islamic studies book, the fiqh of Quran, the fiqh of the Sunnah. I can't pick up the fiqh book and read the fiqh pages. I can't pick up the Quran and read the Quranic ayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then sit them back down and say, I'll see you later, I'm going to go commit crimes. That's no way to live Islam. We have to take this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to heart. That's where the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This Quran was revealed ala qalbuhu, upon his heart, not upon his brain. This is what we have to get understood. So both of these are simultaneously supposed to be evolving. My brain is supposed to be in line with the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my heart is supposed to be loving God, Allah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more, so that my mind will be right. And another thing that was said, he said, if your worship is right, your thinking will be right. You hear that? If your worship is in order, structured, if it's in order, alhamdulillah, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bowing down, saying, Ya Allah, calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with good niyyah, wholesome niyyah, not some kind of weak stuff, man. How do you think that all of those battles, I'm talking about physical battles now, of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how do you think that he won most of those battles with the Sahaba and all of those people, brothers and sisters? How do you think they won? Iman shadid. Strong faith. You hear that? Strong faith. So it takes strong faith in the physical world to get physical things done, and it takes strong faith in the intellectual world to get make intellectual accomplishments. You hear what I'm saying? Intellectual accomplishment. Not intellectual guessing, intellectual accomplishment. I want to pass this grade. Well, what grade you going to this year? I'm going to this, whatever grade you're going. Are you going to master? Are you going to accomplish in that grade? Are you going to be the top of the class in that grade? That should be your goal, to be the best. So you have a skill. I have a skill. You have a skill. This person has a skill. A knowledge of how to do something. Allah gave you that. That's from Allah, right? It pays because you have that skill. But it's not any favor on you that you're able to make those accomplishments in that sense. Then you say, oh, he's skilled in that area. And then the person says, with going through the door of humility and mercy, and you see that? Alhamdulillah. Sure. You see, this is a formula. This is a formula. And Allah says, if you are thankful, He'll give you even more. But if you're not thankful for what you have, and you might be just kind of levitating at a certain point, the needle is not moving like you want it to move. So what is wrong? Got to come through the door of mercy. Got to go through the door of thankfulness. And a conscious thankfulness. I'm going to read this verbatim to you. The condition of the Muslims in the world, especially some of our brothers and sisters, not everybody, some of our brothers and sisters that travel from other countries to this country, and some of us who have been here, you know what I'm saying? Brothers who have been here, grew up in these neighborhoods and maybe got a little something, moved out of the neighborhood and got it into a situation where their material accomplishment is a little better, So I'm speaking to both of those migrations, because that's a migration too. To migrate out of the hood to a better neighborhood, that's a migration, man. We immigrants, you see. You're an immigrant. Yeah. So from that perspective, we're immigrants. So I'm saying this: do not be so quick to look at. Let me have that mic. To look at other people who made accomplishments. Be so quick to look at other people who made accomplishments, and, for example, what they have, what the neighbor had. And I know one group of people, they just phobic with this. Oh, you buy a new car this year? Oh, I gotta go get a new car. Oh, what neighborhood you live in? Oh, I think we can make that loan. Oh, I gotta go over there and get this new house. Is it close to some water? Oh, no, I don't want to buy that house. Gotta have water in the back. I gotta walk out of my back door and see water. SubhanAllah, alhamdulillah. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't be so reactive. You understand? Don't be so reactive when you see somebody else accomplishing something. You got to go and run automatic immediately and go do the same thing. That's not you. That's that person influencing you into a world of either big work and big money or big debt. One or the other. Hamidullah. So please listen. Don't be so quick to just react to anything, everything, friends, neighbors, or otherwise, looking at their cars and their houses and businesses and status, educational level and different things like that. And you don't be so quick to go try to run and get it. So the human being gets what he wants or what he strives for. Allah said, every human being gets what he strives for. What do you want to strive for? You don't have to wait until somebody else gives you a signal. He got a car. She got a new dress. Oh, that's a new headpiece from China. You know that's the cheapest one. Listen. Don't be reactive like the fish of the sea. Samak. Did somebody throw a rock in the water and say, "Whoop"? No, throw nothing. You got to go this way. Want to go to? No. You have been given an intelligence. And your intelligence tells you and shows you how to be in touch with God, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you ask God in Al-Fatiha, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us, Ya Allah. Where do you want to be guided? Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Ala sirat al-mustaqim. That's the safe haven. That's the safe zone for you. And don't guess when you are on the mustaqim. Don't get too proud and don't guess. Don't try to say, am I on the mustaqim? No, you have to know you're on the mustaqim. You're on that path, you see. And then you look around and you say, I'm on the mustaqim. And then what do you say? I am. You see that? That's the formula. That's the formula. So Allah wants us to be conscious when we make decisions. Don't be reactors. So one example that has been used over the years is when the horse goes to drink water, he goes to drink water, whatever the sound is, and you heard a dog drink water, drinking water. But the dog, nor the horse, stops to think about, what is this water made of? Ain't no dog gonna take no water to no laboratory. The horse gonna go up and say, hey, I want to borrow your lab. I want to see what this water is made out of. No, it's man that does that. A human being, the Khalifa, does that. So this is the type of mind, the curious mind. The curious mind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, and many of our brothers and sisters who has influenced the Western world. And I'll say Western world, yes, the Western world has been feeding off of the mind of those who have been produced by the Quran. People who have been influenced by the Quran. And those Greeks and others, they've looked at the language of the Greek and the Latin and translated all of that over into Arabic. And then the Westerner looked at that and said, I can capitalize on this. And that's what happened. That's still what's happening. Listen, whoever controls the printing press controls the intellect. If you have nothing on the printing press or in the media yourself, then you have no leverage on the minds of the modern society, modern thinkers, the millennials. You have no influence over their mind. That's the reason why many Muslims, young Muslims, I'm going to stop and I have to say these things because this is where we have to sound the alarm, brothers and sisters. There's many of our young brothers and sisters and some older ones too that just don't know how to make the connection with the Quran and the Sunnah with real world living. How do I live in a real world, that what they call a civilized world, with the Quran? Say, well, the Quran is not relevant right now. Oh, the Quran is more relevant now. The Quran is not important. The Quran is more important now. Because most of the people in these societies and these fraternities and these institutions, many of them, not all of them, we have some good institutions in the United States of America. Don't leave. We need your mind to help this place. This place needs help. We got a lot of good people here.
just misguided. That's all. Good-hearted, but strange intellects, man. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants us to weigh our own selves, where we are, and look at our next generation. I don't know if you have a child, maybe, going into college, getting ready to go into college in a few years, or this, that, and the other. Well, the colleges and the universities have been infested with people who teach atheism. Yeah, atheism. The belief in no God. And there's a new song out. I don't know the name. I was trying to find it. I heard that song when I was buying some coffee the other day. I said, this is, they have a movement going on against God. Said, it ain't no room for faith here. This is a song. I mean, it's got a beat to it and everything. They be getting down. There's no space for faith here. It's only you and me, baby. And they repeat it over and over and over again. There's no way for space for faith in here. It's only you and me, baby. And so they don't want you to have faith. They want you to be subject to them only, or vice versa. Either the male wants to control the woman 100%, or the female uses what she has to control the man 100%. That's what they're shooting for when they leave God. I think I can change him. See, you one of them Muslims? Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I tell you what, you spend one night with me, baby, and I make you think twice about that religion you got. Talking about you a Muslim. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you have to keep it relative. This is what leaders have to do now. I'm not talking about just 545 West Central Boulevard. I'm talking about leaders who are not able to get the Quran and make the Quran relative in the life of the children and the adults that are growing up in this society. That's what I'm talking about. We need you. We need leaders, okay, that can make this message in Arabiya, Lughatul Arabiya, realistic to the present thinker, the young minds that are growing up in this society. So people will say, oh, the Quran is not relative. Why are you saying something like that? That's because you don't know the Quran. That's why. The Quran is not relative. It's a book of old. It's an ancient book. Your mind is ancient because you left deen. You left religion. And your mind has become more westernized than it is in deen. You study this book, you and I. If we study this book like it should be studied, it'll be nothing like but a rose garden growing in these communities. These communities would be so beautiful. Intellects would be so sharp, like most of you are here. You're sharp, but you have to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says do after the Jumah. When the Jumah is over, leave and spread peace among the people. Not just peace or salam like that. Spread a piece of this knowledge to them. Give some hikmah to somebody. Bring a guest to Jumah every now and then, and you make a friend out there. Don't you become his God. Hey, you dropping that knowledge on him and say, man, he's fascinated by me. I'm going to go back and take him out to dinner again one day. No, bring him to the Jumah. Bring him to some scholar, somebody who has knowledge, to bring him to the deen. Let him listen to some of the shuyukh so that he can continue to grow. He may be better than you as a Muslim. He may be even more devoted than you and me as Muslim. We need people to be serious about this Quran. Don't look at the cell and forget that the cell has a nucleus. You took biology, and they're taking biology. Your cells you have sickle cell. Why do you have sickle cell? Because the nucleus is not healthy. That's why. So we have a nucleus in our community of brothers and sisters who are supposed to be in a leadership position, but they've allowed the culture of Western world, the great majority of it, rock them to sleep because they're so happy going to see Hakuna Matata, the Lion King, and they don't even know what the language is. Why are they telling these stories like this. There's a beautiful myth to it, and it came from black people. All right? Came from Africa, where your ancestors came from, but I don't want to get into that too deep. So I'm saying all these things because I love you. I'm not saying anything trying to be heavy. I want you to like me. I wish you would like me and stop looking at me like I'm just some kind of black dude and learn some Arabic. We Muslims, we brothers, we soldiers for God, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't be dazzled about others' accomplishments. Make some accomplishments of your own. Don't lose sight of truly pleasing Allah by helping to revive this ummah and become realistically safe. These places have to be safe for your children, for our children. And these places have to reflect God's guidance, inshallah. So the Prophet Muhammad said in my closing, he said, acquire knowledge. It will enable its possessor to distinguish right from wrong. This is our Prophet Muhammad said. Acquire knowledge. Have that illumination in your intelligence. Or you're walking around with the light in your head and in your heart. You are a light. You are a light. You understand what I'm saying? You are a light, and you are supposed to be taking that light to different quarters of society. He said, it lights the way to the Jannah. You hear that? This Quran, these ayats are the ropes from Jannah. You hear me? These ayats are the ropes. Hubbun. They are the ropes from Jannah. Hold on to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't Allah tell us that in the Quran? وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Hold on to the rope of Allah all together. Don't hold on separately. We are not a separatist group. It is your friend in the desert. You by yourself, you feel like you're alone, don't worry. Knowledge of Allah is your friend. It is our society in solitude, our companion when we have no friends. It will guide us to happiness and sustain us in times of misery, and it is an ornament among friends. And this truth, this knowledge from Allah is an armor against enemies. You're going to have people that don't like you just because you kind of maybe even sound like or even look like you have some knowledge. Automatically the person is going to not like you. There's much more that I had wanted to say, but I'm asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this khutbah and ask you to accept this khutbah. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. آمين. إقامة الصلاة.